Hello people, this is VideoGameStupid. I've recently returned from MAGFest 2013, and people I went with, not the greatest people to go with in the world. I'm not going to get into that though, I'm not going to get into all that drama. This is actually my third time making this video, because I've had to remake it several times, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to say why they pissed me off, or why I didn't like it, or why I didn't really enjoy MAGFest as much as I thought I should have. But I'm just gonna say a few things. One, if we are hanging out, do not grab my camera out of my fucking hands. Don't grab my camera. If I don't give you permission to touch my camera, don't fucking touch it. And two, if you're gonna introduce me to famous internet celebrities, do not introduce me as your biggest fan. Like, not even just the internet celebrity that I was being introduced to. The people I was with introduced me as their own biggest fan. Don't do that. That's really, really douchey. That's the most arrogant thing in the world. Especially not their biggest fan. So you know what? Because of that, yeah. Cutting ties with those people. I'm definitely cutting ties with them. You do shit like that, that really pisses me off. I can't tolerate arrogance like that, or just can't tolerate people who act like that, or act like they can just do whatever they want. And you know what? I'm just to the point now where I feel like wearing this mask on allows me to be taken advantage of for whatever reason. So you know what? I'm taking the mask off. I'm unmasked for the first time. This is what I actually look like in person without the mask. I feel like wearing a mask on all the time, it allows certain people to kind of take advantage. It doesn't make any sense. I know it doesn't make any sense, but just think about it for a long time. I don't even think about it. Just accept that fact. So I'm going to try to not wear the mask as much as I usually do, as much as I normally do. But yeah, I'm done talking about them now. I spent about 2 minutes talking about them and giving their plug time. So, I'm going to talk about MAGFest. I'm going to talk about MAGFest 2013. Alright, so, skipping the car ride because the car ride sucked balls. About 6-hour drive. It was ridiculous. 6 hours sitting in the car. My ass was sore from sitting on a seat for so long. All we had was Pop-Tarts and sandwiches and stuff. I haven't bought most of the Pop-Tarts though. Pretty much all we had. And we finally get there to MAGFest. We get registered and everything, you know, get our little badges. Hold on, let me see if I can find them. I can't find a badge, but it's not really important. It's just that, no, I can't even find a badge. It's not important, but, you know, we got our badges. And actually, the registration line was very, very short. Like, at Anime Boston CanadaCon, if you want to get registered, especially if you're not even pre-registered, but just like want to register right there at the con doors, it takes about 2 to 3 to 4 hours just to get registered and then get your badge. But here it's like we just got in, watched the registration, had to wait in line for like 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes, and then put in a bunch of information on the computer, got registered, and done. Got my badge. So it's definitely a lot quicker than other conventions. And the thing about MAGFest is it's not really a convention, even though it kind of is. It's like a festival. It's almost like a gathering, a meeting place for people. A meeting place where, you know, you can do collaborations on videos, make movies, make out with that chick that you can't make out with in real life because she's nowhere for you to make out. So you just make out with her at the fucking MAG Festival. But it's like one of those kind of places. It's not really a convention. Like things like the game, which you did not just lose. You did not lose the game just then, so don't even fucking comment that you lost the game, because you did not just lose the game from me saying it just then. Or Butt Scratcher, or all the other bullshit, all Venture Time, which really gets annoying after a while. Nobody does that there. You don't play that at MAGFest. They don't play that shit at MAGFest, so don't expect to hear it much. What they do is, they do that at MAGFest. The Colossus Roar from the X-Men arcade game. That's what they do at MAGFest. It's something different, but I actually kind of like it. It's different, and it's something I can recognize. as opposed to all the other annoying things that everyone always does, and it's just like, oh, when are you gonna stop that? Some people hate it, but I actually enjoyed it. I hope it comes out of conventions, to Colossus War. And Friday, let's see what happened Friday. I saw a little bit of the table flipping for charity event that was going on. It's like, basically what happens is like, they're flipping, there's like a bunch of tables and stuff. Like, they have like a little table, it's like $5. You donate $5, you can flip like a little table. But if you donate like $40 or $20, you can flip like a big table. And if you want stuff on it, like a puzzle that people were actually making at the time, like, there's people making puzzles and stuff, like the puzzle pieces, and if you pay enough money, they will take that puzzle that they were working on and just flip the table with it on top of it. Or even better, if you pay like $200, I think, you get to flip a table with a laptop on top of it. And some guy actually did do it, and I got it on film. That was amazing. He's fucking playing with the laptop, and he just flips the table over and breaks that fucking laptop. It was like hanging off by little like strings, basically, from the keyboard to the actual LCD screen. That was amazing, though. Not much happened on... Oh, wait, I said Friday. It's actually a 4-day convention like Colossicon, so I'm actually talking about Thursday right now. Thursday is what I'm talking about. Not much really happened on Thursday. Like, you know, I walked around a bit. I met up with Xenon Zero, another Let's Player, and met up with him, talked to him for a bit, and he was talking about a bunch of stuff, and I was talking about a bunch of stuff I can't remember right now. Not really a big deal though, but it's got to meet him and stuff, and also met up with some other random Let's Players. Funny thing is that I was walking around the console area, and I see a group of 3 people playing Mario Party. Not just any Mario Party, but Mario Party 2. Now, if some of you have seen, if some of you know me and my, in the videos I do of Team and Guiders, or TNG gameplay, you know, we do a lot of Mario Party 2. We do a lot of Mario Party 2. It's basically to the point where we're not really pros at the game, but we played it so much that we're just like that experience with the game. We don't even need the fucking instructions for the mini games anymore. That's how good we are. But I saw them playing, and I'm like, just sitting there, just sitting in my chair watching them play. And then the guy turns around, he's like, "Hey, you want to join in?" I'm like, "Sure." So they switch. There's a Donkey Kong CPU playing. They switch him to human mode, and he had like 3 stars already, and like about 100 coins. And it was like only like 4 turns left. So I basically won by default in that game. But yeah, Mario Party 2, that's pretty funny. It's like, I have so much experience with that game. It's crazy. And, you know, we started talking for a bit and stuff. And we talked about Sonic Shuffle and some other stuff. And then it's like, they're like, "Oh, hey, you want to join us? We're going to go find something to eat." I'm like, "Sure." So we're walking around trying to find something to eat inside the hotel area. The hotel is beautiful, by the way. It's a beautiful structure. It's kind of Cthulhian-like, though, because it's like, they have like these tapestries with sparkly lights on it and stuff, draping from the ceilings, and like a forest inside of the hotel. There's like a literal forest inside the hotel, and like a gingerbread house, a giant gingerbread house thing, and fountains of water spouting out from the ground. It's crazy, but it's crazy awesome. I didn't even get to go outside much. I just went outside for like a little bit, but that was it. I didn't even get to see the outside of the hotel, but I wish I did, but oh well. But yeah, we went around trying to find something to eat. We went to the sports bar, and we were like sitting there for like 10 minutes debating on whether or not we should buy the food or not, because it was so expensive. So then eventually we just broke down, walked to CVS, and bought some food from there. And then we came back, we sat around for a bit, and we like ate our food. And that's when I saw the flying fish. It was like a giant flying fish. It was pretty cool. Took a video of that. And then eventually, like, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to our hotel room." They were gonna do something to our hotel room. I can't remember what they were doing now. I think they were like getting something or changing something. I don't know. They were doing something. So I'm like, "Let's meet up later." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm walking around for a bit, just walking around, just do. Then all of a sudden, I see a game of Ninja going on in the tabletop area. So you know what? Me and Ninja, whenever I see a game of Ninja, I have to play it, no matter what. I have to play it. So, of course, I joined them in their game of Ninja. And I'm so sorry, I was supposed to meet up with the people I was just talking about. All I remember is that one person was wearing on a Sonic hat. He was wearing on a Sonic hat, and they were Let's Players. But I was supposed to meet up with them at the where we played Mario Party 2 at, but the game of Ninja was so intense and it was going on for so long that I just it left my mind. I forgot. But it was going on for a very long time. The games of Ninja in the tabletop room, and it was just crazy. It got to the point where my hands got really sore from all the slapping, and I think it might have been because when we went to CVS, I didn't have my coat on. I didn't have gloves on. I was walking around in just my t-shirt and pants, basically. So I might have gotten like some kind of like temporary frostbite from that. And then playing Ninja and slapping hands over and over might have actually done a lot more damage as well. So it got to the point where my hands were super sore, and it was like my hands are throbbing in pain, just like. And my hands even started to look like they looked like my palms, my hands looked really, really like dead. Like, look, there was like blood, like it was hemorrhaging or something from the inside. And it was like not like really noticeable. It was like kind of darker and stuff, like darker in some random areas. And I was like, am I bleeding from the inside of my hands? And it got to the point like where like if I did this, like just did this stuff with my thumbs, it was like I felt like my fingers are about to break off and shit. It was terrible. And it was about like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I started like around, I don't remember when I started, but it went on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Like, it started off with 5 people, then it went down to like 4 people, and then it went up to like at least 30 or 20 people playing Ninja, and then went back down, went back up throughout the night. It went back down and up throughout the night, basically. And then at one point I saw these really fucking awesome Kasumi and Ayane cosplayers, like, just walking around, like, and I was already out of the game, so I pretty much forgot about all my camera stuff. But the moment I saw them, ran to my bag, took the camera out, took the lens out, attached the lens to the camera, ran over to them, I'm like, can I get your picture? It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. It was the most amazing thing I've seen in my life that night. That was just pure awesome. Kasumi Ayane, wicked hot, just, oh my god. Oh my god. Just amazing. But then after that, I was like, you know what, my hands are hurting too much, it's time to go to bed. Well, not time to go to bed, but time to like do something else. I think I was like 2 or 3, I was like 3 or 4 in the morning at that point. So I was just walking around, went to the console room, watching some people play like Dance Central for a bit. And then I'm like, you know what, let's go to the Games on Film room and see what's going on there. And they were showing the fan-made Mega Man film by Blue Core Studio, however you say their name. So I went there. It was like the very beginning of the movie. It had just started. I think it was like 4 or 5 in the morning at that point. Really late, but it's a 24-hour convention, so so I went in there watching the movie, falling asleep to like no end. Like I'm just sitting there watching it and just and it basically got to the point where I just completely almost fell asleep completely. And I had expensive equipment on me, so I'm like, you know what, let's just go to bed now before someone jacks my shit, or, you know, I just fall asleep in there and just be like, I don't think anyone will jack my shit anyway, but you never know. You really never know. I heard some people actually, a family actually had their 2-year-old son's 3DS stolen from them, right in front of him, by some person. But yeah, I went to bed. It's really late, and then I woke up sometime like around 1 or something, or 12 or 1. You know, basically the same thing on Friday. Just walked around and stuff randomly. Saw some more of the table flipping for charity event. That was pretty awesome. And the group I was with somehow got an interview with Jess Otaku and Nash from Channel Awesome. I've never seen them before, but apparently they're really, really huge in the internet world. So they got an interview with them, and I happened to be in the hotel room at the time. So they walk in, the people I was rooming with walked in, and then it's like, oh, you have an interview going on. You want to be the camera person? I'm like, sure, why not? I'd rather be at the con, but I'll be a camera person, be able to meet some, you know, internet celebrity people and stuff. That'd be cool. So then this is what I was referring to this is the part I was referring to at the beginning of the video. It's gonna happen right now, basically. So basically, Jess Otaku and Nash come in. You know, the people I'm rooming with, they're like, you know, they introduce themselves as what they do and what they are all about. And then when they introduce me, it's like, oh, this is VideoGameStupid, one of our biggest, he's here because he's one of our biggest fans. And I'm like, what? Are you fucking serious? I didn't say that, but I fucking wanted to say that. Like, seriously? You know, I watched their stuff and I supported them and stuff, but no, call me their biggest fan? Like, why do people, why would you do that? Like, why do people do that? Like, I have my own goddamn YouTube channel. I do videos and stuff. I do Let's Plays, vlogs, and whatever else, and movies and stuff. I don't, like, seriously. That really pissed me off, though. And I was like, no, these... That's when I started questioning and stuff, but, no. Besides that, you know, got for the interview. I was the camera person for their video. Got for the interview. It was cool meeting him anyway and stuff, though. It was some helpful, something interesting that Jess Otaku said. Like, she said something along the lines of, you know, you shouldn't be, you know, doing whatever you do because you want to become internet famous. Because internet fame is not really real. It's like, it's not really the biggest deal in the world. Like, even the biggest people aren't that big when it comes to, like, the real world. Like, there still are a lot of people who don't know who AVGN is. And in terms of, like, you know, real world status and stuff outside of the internet. You know, basically what she said, it kind of, like, made something click and stuff. It made a lot of sense. But after the interview, you know, I just walked around a bit more. There was this Jill Valentine cosplayer. Yeah, this was pretty funny. I had bought this drink. It was basically called, like, it was like by Capcom, Resident Evil based drink. It was a T-Virus antidote. So I bought 2 of those because they were energy drinks and I needed energy badly. And there happened to be a Jill Valentine cosplayer like a few feet away. And she just walked into the dealer's room. And she was not just Jill Valentine, but Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 3. You know, wearing on the shorts, the tube top, the blue tube top. But not only was she wearing that, she was a zombie version of Jill Valentine. So it was like the perfect opportunity. I had a drink in my hand, and my camera was already set up. So I ran over to her. I'm like, "Can you please pose up this?" So I gave her the drink, and her friend's like, "Oh hell yeah, this is gonna be awesome!" I'm like, "Yes!" I took the picture, and I'm gonna give you a demonstration of what happened. Here's the logo right here. Here's where the Resident Evil T-Virus versus T-Virus antidote. Here's what happened. Here's the end result. So, yeah, I didn't notice it because I was so distracted by the sexy, I guess, and the zombie and the sexy and the amazingness of the picture. But I didn't notice it. I should have said something, but I didn't notice. So this is a lesson for me. This is 2 lessons, actually, from MAGFest. 1, be careful who you collaborate with, because they might try to take advantage of you. And 2, when you take a picture of somebody, make sure you notice all flaws and faults before you take the picture and then run off. Because when you get home, you won't notice until you get home and you look at the pictures and you're like, wait a minute, the T-Virus is not on the can. It's just showing the ingredients. Shit! But yeah, that was a fluke right there. But it was still a great picture anyway. It was still an amazing picture of Jill Valentine holding a can. You don't know what the can is, but you will now know that it's supposed to be T-Virus antidote. And then the cosplay contest happened. Nothing like the masquerades at Anime Boston or CanadaCon or another anime convention. Nothing like those. It doesn't take itself seriously. You know, they pretty much just say, okay, Zero, okay, come up here. Alright, how'd you make that costume? I made that okay, go away. We're tired of hearing you talk. That's basically that kind of thing. I thought it was pretty funny, though. It's been like that, apparently it's been like that for the last few years now, but, you know, I thought it was pretty entertaining, like, the way it didn't take itself seriously. It was just completely random. It was almost just completely nonsensical random. Kind of thing I really enjoy. But, yeah, it was definitely a different kind of cosplay contest. And they kind of like shitting on a lot of the cosplays, though, which is kind of like something that's not really cool in my book, but as long as the other contestants seem to be having fun with it, then it's kind of okay in my book. But other than that, it was pretty random and entertaining, and lots of great cosplays. One of the best ones, if you were there, you already know who it was, but one of the best cosplays there, Vile. Fucking Vile. Oh my god, that Vile. He looked just like Vile from Mega Man X. He had the purple armor, he had the Boba Fett helmet, he had the arm cannon, the shoulder cannon, he had the boots, just everything. Looked just like Vile. It was amazing. I was like, oh my god. Oh my fucking god. It's Vile in the flesh. And then, what else happened? I can't remember much that happened after that. Like, I think I just walked around randomly and shit. And I was walking around, I think I went to the console room again. I was playing games there. Oh yeah, Thursday. That's all. Alright, Friday I entered into the Mortal Kombat 2011 tournament. I beat the first person. He was using Scorpion. And then I beat him. And then he had to do like another rematch. He had to get like best out of 2 wins, I guess. Or person get 2 wins first won that part of the bracket of the tournament. So I beat him. He was using Scorpion. Then he used Ermac. I was using Sector. He was using Scorpion. I beat him. And then he was using Ermac. And I think I beat him again. And then it was sad because everybody that used Scorpion lost in the tournament. Like, every single person, like, there was at least 3 or 4 people using Scorpion, and they all lost. And the worst thing is, there was a Scorpion cosplayer overseeing watching the tournament with his girlfriend who was Scarlet. Nobody used Scarlet though, but Scorpion, every single Scorpion lost. It must have been like the worst thing for him. Like, everybody lost. Nobody won with Scorpion, and he's Scorpion. It's just like, damn. But yeah. And then the second round, I went up against some dude named PG. He used Melina first, and I was using Ermac, and I beat him the first match. In the second match, he used Smoke, and I was still using Ermac. And then he beat me. And in the third round, he was using Smoke still. And I think I was using Sector. I was using Sector or Ermac, I can't remember right now, but then he beat me. It was a very quick match, that's all I remember. The last match was very quick, and then he beat me. And the guy that won was this guy using Johnny Cage, who was just... the things he was doing looked illegal. Like, it looked like he just basically broke the game somehow. Just the fucking things he was able to do. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it was fun being in a Mortal Kombat tournament, though. I actually won a match in the tournament, which is cool. I figured I would, like, lose the first round and then just, like, go home, but nope, I won. I actually won and beat somebody. I'm trying to find... I won, like, this thing called, like, M points. I won, like, 1 point just for beating one person, and I never got any more after that. Because I did one of the challenges, it was, like, the Sonic one, but I didn't have, like, a piece of paper, and it was, like, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I said I would come back later, but I never did, so... I only have that 1 M point, and I can't even find it. I can't find it now. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Yes, my 1 M point throughout the weekend. That's all I got. And then Friday was funny, because I was going to bed. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then there was like these people in the elevator, and they're like, this is elevator karaoke. What would you like us to sing? I'm like, Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. And they started singing it. And I was so entertained. And it was just so random and funny, especially when it's 4 in the morning. I decided to join them. So we went through a few floors, you know, random people would come in. And we randomly started, you know, we asked them what they would want to have sung to them for the elevator karaoke. And we started singing that song. And went on for a few stops. But then this hotel maid person was watching us as the door opened, and she was outside of it, and she was just like giving us a stare. And after that, we realized that, you know what, the jig was up. If we had stayed in there longer, we would have been caught by the security and thrown out of the convention center forever. So we all split up and ran, and I went to bed again. Woke up sometime in the day, I don't remember when. Saturday now. Now it's Saturday, talking about Saturday. Went to Super Art Fight. That was pretty entertaining. Basically what Super Art Fight is like, they have like 2 contestants, this giant blank canvas, and 2 contestants. Basically, your 2 contestants choose a topic, like Street Fighter or like Capcom or Marvel. One person chooses Capcom, another person would choose Marvel. And they would start drawing stuff related to that. And of course, it's super art fight, so, you know, they're supposed to draw things that are actually fighting each other. Like, you have to draw, like, someone from Capcom fighting someone from Marvel. And then randomly, every 5 minutes, this roulette would spin, and then it would choose, like, a random topic, and whatever topic that person got, they would have to incorporate that into their picture. So it just ended up becoming like this random, crazy-ass hodgepodge of random shit. But it was amazing random shit, though. Definitely enjoyed watching that. I saw it years ago at ConnectiCon, but I started falling asleep, so I left. But apparently, if they catch you falling asleep, they will fuck you up in really fucked up ways. Like, sometimes they'll like go up in front of you and have like a megaphone and just scream in your ear. Sometimes they'll like throw something freak in your face. Sometimes they'll record you falling asleep during their show. So if you go to Super Art Fight, because they don't just go to MAGFest or ConnectiCon, they go everywhere apparently. But if you fall asleep during their show, they will get you. So don't fall asleep during Super Art Fight. #1 rule of Super Art Fight: don't fall asleep. And I got part of... Some person fell asleep twice. Not once, but twice. The first time they didn't catch him because he woke up in time before they got him. But the second time, they got him. And so, yeah, don't fall asleep. And after Super Art Fight, I was cosplaying, but not what you would expect. I couldn't bring like a lot of cosplays and stuff because there wasn't a space in the car. So all I brought was like Robe of Evil from the Demon vs. Ninja movie we made. Me and Missing No made a while back. And my Umbrella t-shirt and black pants. And basically because of that, people thought I was cosplaying as an Umbrella employee. So I just went with that. I'm like, I'm an employee of Umbrella. Yes, it made total sense. So I saw a group of Capcom people, like Wesker, Trish, Virgil, Dante, Chris Redfield, Albert Wesker. And I went to the Wesker, I'm like, I'm an employee of Umbrella. What do you want my first task to be? He's like, take pictures, I guess. So that's what I did. I started taking pictures of them doing poses and crap. It's pretty fun. And the other cosplay I saw there was just fucking phenomenal. Was this Garnet cosplayer from Final Fantasy IX. It's just, I just saw her walking by, I'm like, ran up to her, and I'm just, it's Garnet! Ran up to her, asked for a picture. And the first time I took a picture, it came out kind of blurry and stuff, so I took a second picture, and it was just the most god-amazing picture ever. Like, anytime I feel bad now, anytime I feel bad or I'm feeling down, I look at the picture and I start feeling better. Not because her boobs are hanging out or she had humongous curves or whatever and stuff. But it was just like, just the look she gave and the fact that she was cosplaying as Garnet, it looks so, like, majestical. I don't think that's a word, but that's the word I'm choosing for my description of the Garnet cosplayer. It just looked majestical. It just looked beautiful, majestical. The kind of girl you want to take home to your mom, basically. It was just amazing. Like, my God. My God. You will see it. Maybe you'll understand, maybe not. I don't really know. Another cosplayer I saw, 2 cosplays I saw actually, Michael Jackson cosplayers. I was completely surprised. But then again, it is called MAGFest, which stands for Music and Game Festival. So it kind of makes sense, but the one time I couldn't bring my Michael Jackson cosplay, there just happened to be 2 in the same weekend. Damn. The only other time I've seen Michael Jackson cosplayers is at ConnectiCon, whom I'm really good friends with, and, you know, we talk a lot and stuff. But, you know, that's the other Michael Jackson cosplayer I know of. And I saw one at Anime Boston this 2012 for like 2 seconds, because I was going to like cosplay deathmatch room, so I couldn't really stop and chat with him and stuff. But it was cool seeing the other Michael Jackson cosplayers there. Definitely a treat. And then Saturday night ended pretty much, well, it didn't really end, but one of the last things that happened was I was watching this dude playing Resident Evil. Not just any Resident Evil, hold on. It's gonna stop by itself, so I'm just gonna stop it. Okay, as I was saying before, there was somebody playing Resident Evil, but not just any Resident Evil for the PlayStation. And it wasn't just the original version, it was the DualShock edition. That one's like almost completely different from the original Resident Evil for the PlayStation because, well, for a number of reasons. Like, one, enemy animation has changed. Like, it's different from the original game, slightly modified a bit. And weapon placement, I think, is also different in some ways. I don't think... No, actually, no, it's not even different. I think some of the items are changed around, but the weapons are in the exact same places they were originally. But as well as that, the whole entire soundtrack, from top to bottom, revamped. Not revamped. It's kind of weird. Like, the soundtrack in the DualShock edition is kind of strange, but it kind of works in the game in some ways. Like, the save room theme, it sounds so fucking creepy. It's so fucking creepy and foreboding. Like, it's just wow. Like, I think that the save theme was actually like the precursor to the save theme used in Resident Evil 0. Like, the theme here in Resident Evil 0 is also kind of like in Resident Evil DualShock Edition, but it's like before that. But yeah, everything's pretty much changed around. Amazing game. And I was so it just got to the point where I was watching him play for a bit, and I was going to leave, but then, you know, I started talking and stuff, and then I started kind of helping him out. He was telling me stuff about, you know, Resident Evil series. Just started talking. It was Dan, and there was another girl there as well. And we were both watching. This got to the point where I just started watching the whole entire game being played. It was about 3 hours long too. 3 hours of just watching someone play Resident Evil. Strangely entertaining though. Strangely entertaining. Despite the fact it's like, why would you watch someone play Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1 DualShock Edition for 3 hours? Because it was fun. It was fun. And then he finally beat the game, but it turns out that if you let Barry die, that, like, and you don't save Chris, you don't have to fight the tyrant a second time, so, oh well. Still fun watching anyway. And I think at that point, I was cosplaying in my Cthulhu / Evil Robe of Evil outfit. So I was running around in that. And I met up with one of the people from the elevator karaoke again. And he's like, hey man, hey, we gotta go find girls. Because there's a party going upstairs, but there's all a bunch of dudes there and we gotta find hot chicks. So I'm just walking around, I'm like, alright. So I joined him, and like looking around for hot chicks. You know, he was walking around and stuff. And I would point out a group of hot chicks and stuff, and he would just go over and try asking them. Most of them refused it, but some of them actually said yes. That they were gonna go down there and go to the party. Make it less sausage festivized, whatever word. Yeah. And then there was this one girl wearing like this robe of evil, like this vampire evil outfit of evil. And it's like, she was a little bit bigger, she was a little big and stuff, but she was also big in other ways too. And they were kind of hanging out. So I'm like, hey, let's ask that girl. And he's like, no, okay man, no, we have standards. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Her boobs are hanging out. She probably wants a party. And he's like, no, we have standards here. I'm like, yeah, let's see how far your standards go when there's nothing but dudes there and a party dies. And sure enough, we go up there and the party is basically dying. It's nothing but dudes. It's like maybe like 1 or 2 chicks there. 2 or 3 chicks there. And after like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, the party just basically dies at like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm like, he wasn't there anymore, but if he was there, it would be like, I told you so. But yeah. Then basically I went to sleep. Some other stuff happened that night, but I can't remember. Not because I drank or anything, because I don't drink, but just because so much shit happened that weekend. Like, you don't even know. You don't even fucking MAGFest. 24-hour convention. Barely got any sleep any of the nights. I had to go to sleep early Saturday because I was just that tired. Like, Actually, I didn't go to sleep early, but I went to sleep like around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I woke up around like 7 or 8. Just because I was that tired. And then, as I was going to bed, it was like sometime later, like 5 or 6 in the morning, I see the girl that I had seen before earlier in the vampire cleavage outfit, and, you know, she was like, we got in the same elevator, and then it was strange because she had like her, like the shawl thing on, and it was like covering it, but then we got in the elevator, like we started talking before we got in the elevator and stuff, because I was like, nice robe, because I was wearing a robe outfit as well, obviously, I just said that. But then when we got in the elevator, she just kind of like uncovered it. I'm like, okay. And I told my friend at work about this, and he just makes fun of me every day because he's like, you should have put the moves on her, man. You should have said something. You should have like asked if she wanted to make out. I'm like, yes, I know I should have, but you know what? I was nervous, and I didn't think it was really the right thing to do for some strange reason. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And you know what? I didn't. Do I regret it? Maybe a little, yes. But you know what? Plenty of other opportunities for stuff like that to happen at conventions. So it's Sunday morning. Go to sleep, 6 o'clock in the morning. Wake up again. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Because some dickbag decides to fucking put a loud-ass radio right next to my head and start playing loud-ass fucking music. Fucking Christ. That was great waking up to. It's like, hey, 2.5 hours of sleep, and someone just plays music right in front of my head. That's a great way to wake someone up. Really, really great way to wake someone up. Anyway, we woke up. We had to leave early because one of the people in our group was volunteering. So by the time we got out of volunteering, the hotel would have to be cleared out of all baggage and stuff. So we had to clear out our baggage early. I don't know why I couldn't just leave the stuff there. It's not like, I don't know, whatever. Whatever. Oh, actually, no, yeah, actually, yeah. Oh, yep, I understand why now, because he has the keys to the car. He was the one driving as well, so. Well, anyway, I had to take his stuff early. Sunday, not much happened. Like, basically, one of the people in the group was like, oh, you have to hang out with me now. And I'm like, fine, whatever. It's kind of stupid, though. It's like, you shouldn't really force people to hang out with you. You know, we hung out anyway. One of the only fun moments was when we were playing this like zombie tabletop game. And, he's sitting there reading the rules and stuff, and it didn't make any fucking sense at all. So, you know what? We just kind of made up our own rules. We made it like a movie. I can't remember what it was like some zombie game in a tabletop room. And basically we had like our own team of people. I had the police. He had the men in black. We had a bunch of rooms to go to. And we randomly like rolled a die and stuff for like to see who died and who lived and where the zombies went and all this other nonsense. That was pretty fun. I'll admit. That was one of the few fun moments I had hanging out with the group I was hanging out with. And then basically it's like our team died, but then we put in more random characters from the box into the game. And it was like a sequel to what was already happening. To like the events that already happened. It was like the sequel. And we ended up beating all the zombies and they all died and we won the game. The end. And then you're all walking around. And they're in an arcade room. Arcade room! Let me tell you about the arcade. There's a gigantic arcade room. It's got so many fucking games. It's got the X-Men arcade game. It's got Terminator 2. It's got Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. Killer Instinct. King of Fighters 94 and 95. The King of Fighters games. Just so many fucking games there. So many games. Classic games, new games, Dead or Alive 2. Oh yeah, that's the thing I forgot to say. Saturday morning, I was playing, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was playing Dead or Alive 2 in the arcade just to see how different it was from the PS2 version. And it's really different. It's like they hold the system, instead of just being like back and then pressing the hold button, you have to do like half quarter circle back and then hold. That's how you hold that game. It's so weird and awkward, but I got used to it after a while. Not really. I only held like only did like holds like at least 5 times in the game. And I beat the game with Tina, and as I was walking away, this random dude comes out of nowhere. He's like, hey, wanna do some matches? So, you know, we're just sitting there playing the matches and stuff. He was beating me, I was beating him at the game. And it was going on for so long, just such a long time of just playing the game. And I think I played for at least like, it felt like an hour of playing for. Like, I think it was like 4 in the morning when I actually like stopped playing and stuff. Yeah, we played for a really long time. And one of the best things about the arcade room was the fact that everything was free play. You didn't have to pay any money at all to play any of those games. And I finally got to do it. I played Terminator 2 with both guns in each hand. With a gun in each hand. So I got one control, one gun, and had the other gun. So I'm like, I'm Arnold, I'll kill all the Terminators. It's the best thing in the world. I've always wanted to do that ever since I was a kid. But you know what? It's really stupid to do it in real life. It's really stupid to do outside of MAGFest because you have to pay, and it's just like ridiculous. Because you have to pay money, and it costs like $1 just to put in one game and stuff. So it doesn't make any sense to do it. It's just too expensive. But here it's all free play, so I got to do it for like one stage, the very first stage, I think. And I just sat there like Arnold with 2 submachine guns, just shooting all the Terminators up, shooting everything up. I even shot the fucking people that you're supposed to like not shoot, like the mercenary or refugee people. I killed all of them because I just felt like it. Because I can. It's kind of hard playing that way though, so after the first stage I just stopped playing the game. I did beat the game though by joining someone else's game. I think he already had a partner, but he had to go get like some water and stuff, so I joined in on him. And I figured like his friend would come back and be like, oh, I'm here again, I'm gonna play. And I'd be like, I would gladly give the game back to him, but he came back and never said anything. He just let me beat the game with his friend, so I was like, whoops, I didn't think he would just not say anything. Oops. Oh well. It's free play, he could always play the game again. But yeah, then I played this really strange game called Jungle King. The best description is like a series of mini games where you play as like this Tarzan-like person and you're trying to find your girlfriend, and the game just starts out so strangely. Like, it starts off with the Tarzan dude on top of a tree. He's like, and I'm like, okay, that's weird, but intriguing. So I started playing it, and I kept dying, but I just played the game so much, and it was so addicting playing it, that I eventually finished the game. First stage is like, you're swinging from vine to vine, like Tarzan does. Second stage is you're underwater, and there's a bunch of crocodiles and alligators trying to eat you, and killer bubbles that come out from the ground. You have to come up every like few seconds to get air, because you're underwater, obviously, you don't want to drown. The third stage is, basically, this is you as the Jungle King. And you're going up this hill, pretend this is a hill, going uphill, and there's a bunch of rocks falling, and they have like this strange pattern of sometimes going backwards. You have to jump over the rocks. Sometimes it'll be like, this will be the rock, be like, do, jump, and sometimes it'll be like, tsh, you die. But yeah, after that stage, there's a bunch of like people with like fucking like crazy jungle tribe people with spears, and you have to rescue your girlfriend from being cooked alive in a pot of boiling water. You have to jump over them. It looks easy, but it's actually really difficult. I almost died. Got a game over during that part. But during my last life run of desperation, I managed to jump over it and then just get to safety. Managed to jump over it, get to safety, rescue the girl, boom, everything's done. It was awesome. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, and yeah, it was about basically on Sunday. It was like we had to leave really early to get to not get caught in traffic, because there was a giant football game going on at the same time. And actually, it was funny because I was walking outside randomly for some reason, and I see like this group of girls screaming and going all crazy. At first I thought they were screaming over me. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And then I look over and I see like this really tall black dude wearing on his red jersey. And then I see one of the girls holding a picture, and it shows him like him wearing on football gear. And then I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, oh, holy shit, it's a person from NFL football team, whatever. So I have my camera out. So I take it out, about to take a picture, and this fucking security guard's like, you can't be standing right there. You have to go inside. So I went inside. I went, you know, behind the revolving doors, went inside. And I'm like, okay, I'll just take a picture from here. He's like, you can't be standing there. You have to go actual inside the hotel. Because it was like the antechamber area, which is like where... It was like before, it's between the outside and the inside of the actual hotel. So he's like yelling at me some more, so I'm like, fuck it. So I go inside, take my picture, and then, you know, just walk off. When I get home, I check my pictures. The fucking camera lens was over the lens. The lens cap was on the camera, so no picture of a famous football star, but whatever. MAGFest was fun enough, didn't really need the football. But yeah, overall, I had a pretty good time at MAGFest. Got to meet some cool people. Got to do a drunken interview with Xenon Zero on Friday or Saturday night. You know, he was drunk, and I've been wanting to do a drunken interviews for a while because I heard MAGFest is like a drunk place. A lot of drunk people went there, so I wanted. What's better to do than interview drunk people? But I didn't really get to doing that though. But at least I got to interview Xenon Zero while he was drunk. Thank you for participating. You know, I just randomly asked you out of the blue if you want to do the drunk interview, and you agreed. And did a drunk interview with him. I'd meet some got to hang out with some cool people that weekend. And then there were some other not so cool people I had to hang out with, but hey, that's what happens when you room with some people. Sometimes you hang out with cool people, sometimes you want to try to avoid the not so cool people. You have to fucking hang out with not so cool people. But would I go again next year? Probably not, just because the trip takes so long to get there. Not that it's not worth it, but it just takes really a long time to get there, and there's so many other conventions in the New England area that are, you know, easier to get to. So probably won't be attending next year, but it was still a fun place anyway. Had a great time despite some of the flaws, and here's some of the stuff I got. Oh yeah, the concerts. Concerts were amazing. There was a violin concert. Like, they actually did like violin versions of popular video game music like Mario, which was spectacular and amazing. And as well as I saw Rare Candy for the first time. Interesting sound, interesting music. And never seen him before though. My first time seeing Rare Candy. And of course, had to see the Proto Man. Had to see the Proto Man. I haven't seen him since PAX Prime 2011. Down in that strange bar area that was like 40 minutes away from the actual convention center of PAX Prime, but you know, I got to see him again at MAGFest. Awesome. Awesome as usual. Awesome as always. Love Proto Man. Proto Man are amazing. Go watch them. Go check them out if you haven't already seen them. And I got this from the violin music, video game music thing, as well as getting a business card from a Assassin's Creed cosplayer, chick person. So I got that, so you can view that and see it and contact her if you feel like it. As well as I bought this. It's only $10 that day. It was originally $12, but since it was Sunday, it went down by a whole $2. Fucking love it though. Mario, Firepower Mario. Yes. And this is their contact information as well. And I think you've seen enough of that. And I'm pretty much done now. I'm done talking. Go view the pictures. Got to use my brand new camera that I just bought like last month. And I must say the pictures came out like a billion times better than what they normally look like. Like the worst picture is better than like my best picture from like most of the previous conventions. Basically, that's how good the pictures came out. And I guess it helps that I got some tips on like ISO settings and shutter speed and how to work the ISO and shutter speed and depth of field and all that other stuff, and actually using manual focus as opposed to using autofocus all the time. So yeah, go check those pictures out. MAGFest 2013 pictures. And don't whack off to them. Well, I guess you can if you feel like it, but don't tell me about it. This has been Video Game Stupid. I'm going now. Bye.